sir. Yes, sir. Welcome again to the second episode of the second season of We the Outsiders, man. I go by the name of Tony Palmer,
Yes, and I go by the name of Adrian Collins.
and We the
Yeah,
Outsiders.
we the
We the
outsiders.
Outsiders. So
We the
I
outsiders.
appreciate y'all tapping in with us. As y'all know, we got a first episode out the way, man. First episode jit is out the way. First
Yeah,
episode
yeah,
logistics out the way, everything out the way. It's a
yeah,
blessing. And
yeah.
man, the feedback that we've gotten from everybody who's tapped into it, man, I appreciate it, man. But
Yeah.
what's your thoughts, eh? What's your thoughts?
Man, more so just being thankful. Just
Yes,
being
sir.
thankful, man. I'm just thankful, man. The journey
Yes,
is
sir.
beautiful. It amazes me how many people are really following our journey.
Mm-hmm. For
Um,
real.
let's keep going, man. That's all I can say. Let's get into these conversations more and more, and let's continue to grow through the
Yes,
process.
sir, man.
Yeah, let's do that, man.
I'm along the same sentiments, bro. Like I said, I'm just happy to be here, man. Humbled to be here,
Humble, humble.
and just to hear things from people who people who we got relationships with, also people who we don't have relationships with.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Um, to
yeah.
be at a name drop or even mention the pod, it's like, yo, like you tapped in.
Man,
You know what I'm saying? Not from a space of like, well, you shouldn't be tapped in, but from a space like you're surprised. Like when you create something and people
yeah,
actually take their time, and spend it on listening to what you created. It's
yeah,
always, for me at least, I'd be like, yo, all right, yeah. People be like, I listen. I'll be like, yeah, all right, you listen.
yeah, yeah,
And they say something, I'll be like, oh no, you listen.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's dope. That's dope, man.
But that's always that good energy, man. To
Yeah,
doing something dope, man. And I like I said, I'm humble, man. So, but today,
yeah. Today,
today
I'm
we got
excited.
something special for everybody who's tapping in, man. We got our first guest.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got our first guest that's gonna be coming in with us, having some of this, bringing some of this energy, man. It's a guy
yeah, yeah.
who I've known for a while, bro. I actually thought I knew him a different way, but he
Yeah.
reminded me, man, that we met at NYSP, a
Hmm.
summer camp up at OSU, bro. And we go
Yeah,
we go back to them type of days, man. But solid dude, solid individual, a man that's like, bro, a man is who he says he is. It shows up exactly who he says he is.
yeah,
Does his thing on the social media, man, building a company of his own, building a
yeah.
movement of his own. Um, man, we got no other than my man Rich. Let's go
Rich.
ahead and bring my boy Rich back onto the floor, man. We
What's
got my
good? What's
dog Rich in
good?
the building.
What up, Rich?
Hey man, I'm honored and man, I'm honored to be on here, man, to be a part of this and support y'all, man. I think this is super dope, man. I told y'all and hey, since I met him, man, y'all doing y'all's thing, man, and I love it, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Yes,
that's what's
sir.
up.
It's
That's
it's
what's up, man.
definitely a it's definitely a moment to really celebrate, bro. Because like I said, the first guest and to bring somebody on here that I know personally is actually who they say they are, man, is a testament that everybody can't say. It's something that everybody can't hang their hat on because again, we in a world where everybody want to put that mask on and show up as the best version of themselves, which again, I can't judge you for
Yeah,
because I'm guilty of it too to a certain extent, um, at a space in my life. But to be able to come full circle, and you actually somebody who tap into the episodes too, bro. So it's one of those full circle moments, man.
yeah,
It's one of those full circle moments, bro. But
yeah,
how you feeling, Rich, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Blessed. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm honored to be on the platform, man. I'm excited. Uh, especially after watching episode 1, man. I wanted to hit you up and add so many things, man, that y'all was going through and discussing, man. I think, man, y'all's transparency is so dope. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
a lot of people go on here and they put on facades on podcasts, and like I feel like it's so dope that y'all really touching people off transparency. Y'all ain't talking about nobody, no subjects but yourselves, and I feel like that was dope. And what
Yes,
y'all
sir.
going
yeah,
through, especially with this business stuff and trying to build a brand.
yeah. Can
Bro.
we uh can we start there for a little bit? And just, you know, with you having a business and coming off hearing our first episode about the business aspect of things, like what's your emotions with all that as far as your business?
Um, Man, it's a lot of stuff. So like the perseverance, basically what y'all going through from the YouTube and everything that happened. That's one thing.
Mm.
Like, it's so crazy. It's a Steve Harvey quote that I've been quoting to me and my daughters lately. Like, man,
Mhm.
everything is hard. You just gotta choose your hard. You know what I'm saying? Like being,
Mhm.
hitting the gym every day, working out, that shit hard. But it's also hard being fat. So you just choose your hard. Having a successful business is hard. It's also hard being poor. But when you, man, like the ups and downs, you know what I'm saying, of creating a
Yeah.
brand. One thing I say about myself, and I told Tone, sometimes I feel like I'm scared money, meaning like I had these ideas or things I want to do, and it's like, even though I feel like the idea is fire, it's just like something in me is like, I don't want to take that leap, or, you know what I'm saying, or me,
Mm.
being a lot of times prideful, not want to ask for help, or when I do, I don't ask people twice, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
let's do this, and this. Somebody say, all right, I got you. You know what you said. I ain't gonna spin the block. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but Tone gave me a compliment, and he was talking about how authentic and stuff like that. And I feel like one of my hurdles in business, one of the best things about me is that I'm genuine and authentic. I think one of the worst things about me is that I'm genuine and authentic. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Mhm.
sometimes that'd be a hurdle as well.
Mm.
Yeah, man, double-edged sword. But are you talking about in the space where you where it's in the same space of, I mean, well, how does that look for you? Because I don't want to put my angle on it, but genuine is a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
And is that what you just said as far as holding people to what they said, or expecting people to show up like you show up?
Everything, like expecting people to show up like they show up, be authentic, you know, be honest, you know what I'm saying? Um, so it's like, it's those struggles, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I don't believe business is business. I believe, like, people do weird stuff like, oh, it's business. I feel like business is a reflection of how you feel about somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect you,
Yeah.
Tone. I would not let business make me
Get
want
in.
to, finesse you or get over you or do some, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think
Yeah,
Yeah.
business isn't business. Like, and even how I conduct business, I feel like it's a representation of myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I don't,
it
it'd be stuff
is.
like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
A lot of people, a lot of times, in my experiences, bro, people separated, and it can be in some places it can be a space where somebody separated to snake you and call it like, nah, I was just handling business.
Right.
Now, I do think that there are differences because it's a certain way you're supposed to. It's other things that go into business that necessarily wouldn't go into personal. When you
Yeah.
come to maybe doing a deal or checking out a deal, you may personally connect with this person, but in business they don't do what they need to do in business. So in those spaces, I can understand where it's like, what's going on.
But I think that's
But it
authentic.
definitely always reflects who you are or should.
I think that's authentic because you said that person do what they supposed to. So you can be like, hey, I'll rock with you, but this is what I'm trying to do. And you can't do this, and this for me. So that's still authentic. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. That's
Mm-hmm.
facts.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It
facts, bro.
is.
But yeah. So like from last week's conversation, or not last week, last episode's
Last
conversation,
episode. Yeah.
just talking about the different things that we've been through to get here, or even celebrating the milestone of being in season two. But
Yeah.
first episode, for those who haven't caught first episode just yet, man, I recommend you go back and tap into it. First episode of second season.
Yeah.
We really just kind of broke in what we've experienced to get to this stage, or a portion of things we experienced to get to this stage. So if you just now being here for the first time, again, we the outsiders. Me and A, you see us here showing up to be who we are, show up authentic, transparent, organic, in efforts
Yeah.
to inspire or be that spark to somebody else who wants to essentially get to that next level. Tap into that core version of yourself that you've always been. You just haven't always been, if that makes sense. You always had the ability to be it. You just haven't always walked it out. And so
Right.
as we're doing that, we've went through a little roller coaster, a big roller coaster of everything. I have a bad habit of saying little when in front of things. That little bit, my little business, but that's a whole other sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
But in that, again, we failed crowdfunding campaign. The first season had to end abruptly due to some, issues with production. Um, we started out with 3 co-hosts. Now we down to 2. Just different things at every stage, bro. And the one picture we tried to paint last episode is that it's not gonna look perfect. It's not gonna be exactly how you plan it to be. Just continue to show up, continue to do what's on your heart, because it's gonna all level out.
Right.
The thing that I wanted to focus on today is in that same category, but to a different level, because we got Rich here for another perspective. We got my man A Boogie who really has a wealth of knowledge in this space as well, because we've been going through a lot of this stuff side by side. But who you have to be or who you are today is not from a decision you made today.
Yes.
Who you are today is from a decision that you made, whether it's yesterday, last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and you decided to change whoever the world was giving you to be. And you made a decision to who you wanted to be and reach your full potential and get to the space where God blessed you to be. But it took some work. So
Yeah.
in that space, um, what are y'all's first thoughts when y'all think about all the things that you've had to go through, or anything you've had to go through in business and personal, spiritually, emotionally? What's the first thing that comes to y'all's mind when y'all started thinking about everything that added up to equal the man that you are, the man that you can show up as today?
That's a good one.
And I can even start it, bro, because I not to even put
Mm,
the hot seat on anybody else. I'm
yeah.
going through not I'm going through. I was looking through my first feature article. Um, I was looking through my first feature article. This was yesterday, actually, and it just put me in a space where I'm like, yo, reading the feature, reading the things that I'm answering the questions, reading my response, and it's reading my responses, and it was just like, yo, I would have like, yo, I'm proud of myself. I would have never seen me. It was certain things that I was going through that I would have never seen me in this space now, where it's like, yo, you're actually showing up in a space to change lives. You're actually showing up in a space where everything's not perfect. We have a platform where we're not built on perfection. We're built on showing up authentic and actually giving you some perspective as we're building. This thing isn't established and then we telling you like how we did it. Nah, we walking through it, like in the trenches with it, going through things messing up, things blowing up in our face, opportunities to crash, not taking those opportunities, continuing to stay mission focused.
Yeah.
And that's just in business. It's happening in personal life too, where it's, oh, I met with this challenge, I met with this challenge, I met with this challenge. Because at one version of me or one part of my life, bro, I wasn't showing up for challenges like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you got that, man. It's gonna be all right. Chilling. What's up? Where they at?
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, and just letting
Yeah.
time pass. And but the man I am today, I'm showing up for those things. I'm spearheading those things. I'm leading those things. And so that was more of a full circle moment for me.
Yeah.
But what was one of the biggest challenges for y'all?
I'm learning to find in business. I'm learning to find more people like myself, because at first when I started off, Rich, similar to you, when I was doing my training and stuff like that, it was hard for me to do business. I started off in LA Fitness, and Tone, we worked there together. Um,
I wasn't gonna say that, but
yeah, no, it's all good. They got to know. They got to know.
yeah.
And, but I didn't know. I was just going in and really didn't know how to. My sell pitch wasn't all that. I was just more so focused on just being my authentic self. And I never forget the manager at the time. He was trying to put me on game on how to get more clientels. And I never forget, he was showing me a way how to basically wheel them in. It was a sense of made me feel uncomfortable, like feel like salesmen do whatever it takes to convince another individual to sell whatever product, or to convince them like this is for you. And I struggled with that a lot, because I felt like I ain't want to lie to nobody. I guess what all I'm trying to say is now I'm feeling like doing business with individuals that are understanding me and seeing where I come from, and I can be my authentic self without being judged. I think that builds more a better community. Um, Instead of just knowing like selling something or anything and being this portraying something that nobody really understands or eventually knows like, oh, this never worked. I remember like selling products. um Richard, you probably know this as a trainer, but you know they have all these different products back in the day at the time. One was Avocare. I don't know if that's still around. But you know, essentially that'll help another, you know, that'll help a trainer back then, you know, with extra money or whatnot. But that sale pitch for me was like not it. I used to think like this ain't gonna last. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if Avocare is around still. Do you guys know?
I ain't hip.
Yeah, don't
Oh,
be bashing no companies. Hey,
oh,
we
okay.
don't want no,
No, it's
we
it's
don't want them emails, bro.
oh yeah, it's all good. But
Nah,
you
but I
know,
don't know. I never heard of it
respectfully,
before though, bro. I'm just
yeah,
messing
but
with you. I ain't know.
respectfully, it was just one of them situations where and my wife would call me out on it. She used to tell me, and it used to get under my skin for real because I had friends, and I still got friends to this day. But the friends that I had back then, essentially, they were rubbing off on me because they were really business guys, oriented guys that could really get it out there, could talk that game, and I struggled with that. I didn't know how to talk that game. I only knew how to be me, and it was just like, man. So now, as I'm navigating through business, I'm starting to realize I could still be myself. You know, I just have to find individuals like-minded like me. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna tell you, um, I'm learning different strengths throughout this whole process, this journey. You know, the letdowns. There was times where you know, when we came up short. Oh, I would have hit head over heels. Like, oh, Tone, I'm out, bro. Like, this ain't it. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna have to, you know, go back to the drawing board. But when we did go back to the drawing board, it wasn't necessarily running away from what was happening. We went straight into that resistance, and I'm learning to go head on. You know what I mean? And honestly, this is my first business where I'm not running. You know, and maybe yes, and maybe it took another individual to, you know, help me get through that. And yeah, I never do business alone. I never do business alone. I'm learning that, you know, you need through this journey. I'm learning that you need somebody side by side with you, and that's going to, you know, pick you up, and you're gonna do vice versa. So yeah, man, it's a beautiful journey, man.
I even think some of those things. No, I agree with that wholeheartedly, bro. Whether they a partner in business with you or whether you got a circle of individuals who are thinking like you thinking, y'all may not be a part of the same business, but y'all can still push each other, in the same way, just as if y'all were. But in that space where selling stuff is or being in a space where forget the other person's finances. I'm selling you this thing because I want more finances on my end. Here's where you got the gap to be able to buy this thing, regardless of what you think, because I'm trying to feed my family. Yeah, there's a good kind of space there where you can still do that thing with integrity, and I do believe that. But that space where it didn't sit well with you, you think that's well, for me, I put it from my perspective. From my perspective, when it came time for us to give out business cards, for us to take this thing to the next level, some of
Yeah,
those same things revved up because it was kind of maybe feeling the same for you, where you
yeah,
was like, it's coming off as kind of salesy.
yeah. For the cards, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. But
yeah,
I think eventually, I think once I start seeing you get out there, it was more of a push because it's like I put my feelings to the side and I start focusing on I don't want to leave my homie out here. Once I start thinking like that and I start seeing you, it I thought outside of myself at this point and I would start moving. You know, I think that was the kick for me. That's why I said it's always I feel like just my personal journey.
mhm.
You know, it's that saying where you know where somebody lack, you know, the other could pick up, you know. And I think also when you're down, you got to be willing to look up. you know, and not be so prideful and just be like, man, I'm down, head down, not paying attention. I paid attention to those little details, and it kind of just lifted me up. Not even kind of, it fully lifted me up to the point where I was, here I go, boom, I'm passing out cards now, boom, boom. But I kept that in the back of my head, like my homie out here. So it was more so taking the business side of everything to the side and stop worrying about trying to do the sale pitch and whatever, and just trying to be me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Off the strength of feeling like my, you know what I'm saying, my guy out here moving, he expect me to do the same thing as much, you know, put that same energy in there. And then when I start feeling that, you know what I'm saying, it was just like, because we move off emotion, especially when it comes to like family. You know what I'm saying? It could be
Yeah,
like you feel like your family member, you know what I'm saying, down and out, or you know, I wasn't feeling that towards you. You was down and out. You feel me? But I'm
sure,
just
yeah,
saying
bro.
anything,
Shoot,
it
bro.
could
I've been
trigger you to
down and out,
move.
bro. You know what I'm saying? I
It
ain't
could,
tripping.
yeah, it could
But
trigger. Excuse me, it could trigger you to move, and that's what it was. So, and yeah, I just knew I had to do something. That's what I felt like. Like, man, you got to do something. You got to learn from this. Jumped off the porch. Then I just called. Hey, sir, how you doing? With the We the Outsiders, and
oh,
boom, I'm just coming
that
from.
was your
I
pitch.
went
That's how
from
you opened it up.
yeah, man, but it didn't sound like a salesman though. It just sounded like, you know, I was proud of what I was doing. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. And I just went from there. And I was passing out cards. I'm like, oh man, what? This is all it took. So, you know, whoever the individuals out there that may be like that, you know, y'all probably got them stack of cards at the crib, you know what I mean? And then try to get around somebody that's gonna help push you, you know, or just think about outside yourself and you know, and whatever it takes from there, you know.
And that's one thing I'm learning about myself is, bro.
Yeah,
Even as you said that it comes full circle because you're doing something that resonates with yourself deeper than just a sales pitch or something like. It's something where you can show up as yourself. You're not selling nobody nothing. You in a
yeah,
space where you're being yourself. You can show up and talk regular. You don't got to put on no so no extra twang or you know what I'm saying enunciate a little extra for code switching, what they call it. Okay, code switching,
code
what they call
switch in it.
it.
Yeah,
But you can show up as yourself. So no, that's a beautiful thing, bro. But in what you
yeah,
said, I realized that that's kind of my thing to do, whether it's in business or in personal relationships. Because I was just telling Rich in the pre-show, it's been times where I just reach out to him randomly. I see him post something, you know what I'm saying, and I'm like, yo, because bag season, y'all see bag season online. This is the man right here
yeah,
that's
yeah.
showing up and taking y'all through those motions, giving y'all that energy. I done been
Right.
in the gym with this man. There ain't nothing fake about it. And so
Mm-hmm.
showing up in that space, I see something, I send him a message of encouragement, like, bro, keep doing what you're doing, bro. You motivate me. And he's matching that same energy, like, bro, I'm me, bro. You where them videos at, bro? I need that energy too.
That's
But
love.
again, that goes into the
That's
energy you were
love.
saying where you being around people who match that same energy. I ain't
Yeah,
got a chance to really connect with Rich on the phone. I ain't got a chance to really connect with him in person. And even though we done text, like, yo, we got to make something happen. Um, but again, the fact that we on the same wavelength, those things really don't matter at the end of the day because again, you check them DMs, you check our interactions, it's always that same energy.
Yeah,
And so that pushes into to like I said, bag season to Rich to anything, bro. Like I said, it's all about getting around like-minded individuals to continue to push.
yeah. And one thing I'm gonna say to A, like I'm in sales now, so both jobs I do personal training and I do sales. So I had that same thing, man. When my manager was like, "Man, the way you said that, you ain't gonna never sell nothing doing that." I'm like, I told them the truth. They're like, "Yeah, but don't say it like that." So I was uncomfortable with those things. So now I'm trying to just sell myself. You know what I'm saying? In those situations, but I understand that 100%. Even when on episode 1 when y'all was talking about the hedge fund thing or the asking for money, man, I'd be uncomfortable asking for less. So I got like I said, I got content ideas that involve other people. Like I said, I maybe ask one, or sometimes I don't even ask because I be uncomfortable. So it's like sometimes get out that shell, especially. And I'm talking to myself. I ain't even talking to you. Especially when it's something I believe in. It's something I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I love this. So it's like I gotta get out
Yeah.
my shell. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because
That's
Hey,
oftentimes where it be the hardest too, because you believe.
yeah.
You
And
know, you know it's gonna shake when you do it. The thing
yeah,
is doing it, getting yourself to the
hmm
space to actually start doing it. or doing it consistently when you get a couple no's, or when that energy that you had when the idea came, you don't got that energy on a Tuesday and it's cold outside and you're like, man, I'm about to just chill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna ask them tomorrow, or I'm gonna tap in. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
oftentimes where you really got to do it, bro. But nah,
Let's
that's too real because I felt that too. I feel
yeah,
that too.
Mhm.
yeah. And let's pull back another layer though, Rich. So where's that rooting from as far as feeling like you can't, you know what I'm saying? Not even can't, but like feeling like, I'm not gonna ask people. Like where's that from? Where did that started from? You feel?
Um, I don't know. Like what I want to say is like, that man, like you apply for like, if I'm gonna get it done, I'm gonna get it done. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes like having to depend on people, it's a vulnerability sometimes. It's like if it don't get done, you know what I'm saying? I want it to be on me. You know what I'm saying? I put
Yeah,
all the work in. I know you know what I'm saying, wake up 5 in the morning, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it be that, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Sometimes it be scared, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, the rejection, like I'm not even gonna say scared, it's just like I don't it's one thing y'all said episode one. I'm sorry for going back, man, but I
Nah,
rock
keep
with it.
going back, bro, because
But
connect the dots.
wanting to show up at 100 and you ain't even started yet. Like I'm trying to start something, but I want to show up with all the bells and whistles looking professional instead of building something. So that be a lot of times is like, I want to show up like I'm already established. You know what I'm saying? Looking like I'm
Yeah,
already, you know what I'm saying? Instead of taking the steps to build. You know what I'm saying? And that's what touched me up. You know what I'm saying? Listening to episode one is like, yeah, man, let's just make it happen. It's gonna grow. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
when we watch some of the people that did develop and did, create their brands and build it, we see the growth. And I'm not allowing myself to grow. I want to show up like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm already
yeah.
one of them. Which I am, but I gotta allow myself to grow. So that's the real thing. You know what I'm saying? With like,
yeah. That's dope.
so I think
That's the
that's the biggest
don't
one.
rush, don't even rush past that, bro, because that's where a lot of people stuck at.
Yeah,
That's where a lot of people drop the ball at, Rich, right there. And you are not alone, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It took us, like I said, we lost all of our content and everything at the top of May. Our YouTube channel, which had just hit the month or two beforehand, 20,000. We just got a notification for 20,000 plus views on our YouTube channel. 100 or something subscribers, which was a big thing for us as well. 100 was our milestone. We was at like 150. Understanding, bro, that happened May 1st. We didn't drop our first episode in season 2 till November. And we was just literally, I can't say twiddling our thumbs, bro, because honestly there was a lot of hurt in there. There was a lot of different, misunderstandings in there. There was a lot of stuff we had to unpack. So and God knows the perfect time, and so I can't say it was all on us. But coming back full circle to this, why we started the crowdfunding campaign was to get the funds to be able to show up established. Because again, we already felt like we were established to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we had thousands of views. We had hundreds of people tapping in on a consistent basis as far as subscriber base, and that's just one platform. You know what I'm saying? Then you got TikTok, you got Instagram, you got Facebook. You know what I'm saying? We got people everywhere. And so we want to season 2 to be another step up. So imagine coming back to the
Mhm.
first episode of season 2
Yeah,
being something where our visuals are grainy, our
yeah,
sound maybe ain't A1,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
having to show back up to the world with this massive vision,
yeah,
but starting from a place of anybody can do this.
yeah.
If we put our value in how we show up, we would have never did it again, bro.
Oh, for
Right.
sure.
But even my wife, because I'm in marketing, bro. My wife in marketing too. The last reel that we just posted on the page, well, I can't say just posted on the page because when y'all see this, we'll have a couple more reels up on the page. But one of the reels I posted up on the page from season 1, my wife was like, "Hey, that was a little bit grainy, baby. You might have wanted to keep this angle in it." I'm like, sweetheart, this is where we at right now. I'm no longer trying to hide it, bro. And I'm not talking from a place of, oh, it's perfect. He just got this great mindset about it. No, bro, that's a battle. Because again, I see it already selling out the convention center. That's where I see the outsiders.
Yeah.
Not a
You
room,
know.
bro. The whole thing, just like Arnold do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Hey, and
Arnold ain't from here. I
I
am.
tell you all the time, my bad. I tell you
Nah,
all the time,
nah.
I feel the same way about y'all. And when I was listening to the episode, I'm like, they don't even, I mean, I know y'all might know this is a blessing. Y'all going through this now. So when y'all are selling out the convention center, this can't happen. Y'all already so tightened up on y'all's business. Y'all didn't, you know what I'm saying? So I think this is a blessing,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? In the,
Yeah.
in the journey, you know what I'm saying? And it's just going to be something to write about when y'all do the book, you know what I'm saying? So there it is, you know what I'm
So talk
saying?
that talk.
So,
But in that
So
same, like I said, in that same space, bro, there's a lesson that I don't want people that's watching or listening to this to miss, bro. It's like it doesn't happen, bro, just because oh, I'll always think this way. I'm just not even worried about it right now because I know we'll get there. No, bro, I'm still worried about it. I still think
yeah.
about it. Even when I'm posting stuff, sometimes I'm like, dang, man, like I know but it's a space where it's like step by step, bro.
Yeah.
Step by step, we got to do it. And so I know if that's for me, Rich just said it's for him. Hey, I know we had conversations as well. Just start
Right.
with where you at right now, bro. Because again, that's what begins it. You got to grow as you go. But in order to grow as you go, you have to go.
Mm.
You have to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
waiting on this. I'm waiting on the sign from God. I'm waiting for somebody said it in a sermon I was listening to like a month or so ago. They said, bro, 2/3 of God's name is go.
Mm.
2/3 of God's name is go. He can be waiting on you.
yeah.
He didn't gave you the vision. I'm waiting on him to give me the team. You ain't gonna get the team until you start in the vision.
Yeah.
Cause you ain't got nothing for the team to do right now. You
Yeah.
get a team right now, the team gonna be doing all the work, not you. And you got
Right.
the vision, you got the passion. They can't build something that you passionate about.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
You gotta start, bro. We gotta start. This ain't just to you, Rich. This ain't just to you. Hey, this is me talking to me for real.
Yeah. We hear you. Yeah. For sure.
Because as I rewatch this or as they listening to it, I want them to know, like, bro, you gotta start with where you at.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that kept me to piggyback on what you saying, Rich. That's the thing that kept me in a space of limbo, bro, for what I think is too long. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
is that one to show up perfect, and social media is guilty of. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, giving you that imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
What?
But yeah, that's the thing that stops us most, man. So in that space, do you feel like in that space when it comes to starting up something or going from idea to conception, like to walking that thing all the way out? Um, and yeah, there's disappointments that come even with tapping in with people. But what does that look like? What does that look like for you to do it? Like I what I want to hear, what I'm trying to say is, you feel like it's just you in your way.
Yeah. And the reason why I say that is because, like you said, once you go, I feel like God is gonna put the resources in, you know what I'm saying? And I always say, I call myself out like, man, I feel like I be scared money. I be sitting on ideas. I be scared to jump off the porch, you know what I'm saying? And I be having seasons. I ain't gonna lie, y'all can probably tell. Like some seasons, I'm like, man, I don't care. I'm shooting any idea I got or anything I'm trying to do, I'm letting it go. Then there's some ideas where like life is life, and you know what I'm saying. Let me take care of the home front. Let me, you know what I'm saying, which is real, but it's like these dreams, we got to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that perseverance. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
Yeah.
making it through all the obstacles that you got going on in life. You know what I'm saying? With the family, just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? So I
yeah.
do think it's
It's
me. You know what I'm saying? And I also got to say, I think everything that happened to you, you know what I'm saying, good or bad, is 95% is your fault. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's just a blessing, you put yourself in position for the blessing. And if some bullshit happens, you put yourself in position for the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So a lot of times
Mm.
it's on you. Like it's on you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if you believe in that, I
Yeah.
gotta take accountability.
Mm.
It's always on you. I wanted to see what you was gonna say. Will Smith said something. I forget how he put the quote, but If somebody else break the vase in your house and you don't know who broke it, or it goes something like that. It's basically, it don't matter who broke you, who broke the vase in your house, who broke anything around you. If it's your responsibility to fix it, or you gonna be feeling the impact of it being broken,
Hmm.
you can't be waiting on the next person to come and try to mend it or come and try to replace it.
Right.
It's your life. It's your house.
Yeah.
Whatever it is in front of you. And so we
Mm.
oftentimes got to be the ones who show up. And it's not perfect. So understand this. As you looking at, or as anybody's watching this, you see three men, you see three married men, you see three men with families. We have to show up no matter what happens. And so to take this thing actually into another level of just in depth, because this like I said, it's not just for us, it's for everybody watching. Something goes wrong or something goes not according to plan every day, bro. Every day. It could be a small thing or it could be a big thing. It can be a small thing or it could be a big thing. There's still a sense of accountability where we have to show up, and I'm not perfect at it. I've been telling myself for the last 2 weeks I'm about to wake back up at 5:30 and get back in that 5 a.m. club. I've only checked in maybe about twice. The last 2 weeks. Nobody's fault but mine. But again, something happens every day to give you an opportunity to do exactly what you said you was going to do, to be able to believe in what you said that you was going to do first. Because ain't nobody else going to believe it until you believe it first. I got a wife who got her own stuff going on. I got a daughter who has her own stuff going on. I have a job where I manage that has its own stuff going on. I have a business where I'm leading that has its own stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting my, tapping in with my church, taking on more responsibilities in the church where it has its own stuff going on. I'm a very active uncle. I talk to my nephew almost every day where he has
Yeah.
his own stuff going on. There's other women in my life that I may be the only male that they can lean on, which has its own stuff going on. And then I have myself. All of those things I named were before me.
Right.
Now, that may not be the best place for me to put myself. Again, I'll let y'all argue in the comments because I felt the pressure of it all as well. But that's just 8 different things at a high level that I personally have to juggle every day.
Mm-hmm.
And both of y'all got more kids than me. So I can only imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what does that look like showing up every day in that space? Because you just had a new addition. Rich, you got one coming here soon. What's that look like showing up as the men that y'all are today in a space where something's always changing? People get so caught up on the comfort zone, and I'm heavy for saying the comfort zone don't nothing grow in there but roots, and it make you harder to leave it. But
Man, so
every time we get to a space where, okay, I got a routine, I got this going, something changes. I got a routine, I got this going, I got this going. Okay, your kid's in another grade. I got a routine, I got this going, I got this going. Oh, your kid's going to another school. I got a routine, I got this going, I got this going on. Oh, your wife got she's hitting a new space in her life, or she may got a promotion, or she may switch jobs, or she may have health issues, or bro, the cards is always shuffling.
I think for me, I remember I had got to a point where the word that's coming in my head is sacrifice. And I never forget, I felt that because I'm always, like you said, I'm always got something going on. And I noticed every time I got something going on, especially with my family, that's going to be my core thing at all times. Everything stopped. Like Rich mentioned, like, he's putting out these videos, but then, he got, family or whatever, life be life. And I heard this one successful businessman talk about sacrificing. I'll never forget. And I remember it rubbing off on me because he was talking about there was times he wasn't there for his kids. There was times he wasn't there for his wife. And I'm like, oh, how could he? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, right. That ain't me. But it's like, dang, is that what it takes to get to where you need to be? And I never forget. So I remember I tried to do it, but it was so hard for me to do it. I never forget. Wifey called me and wanted me to do something. I forgot what it was. And usually I'm always receptive to what she says. It's like, I'm there, baby, I'm there. I never try to find another option for her. Like, well, you can't get such and such or this and that. That's a sacrifice, right? That's sacrificing that time that she wants me there. Um, and I never forget when I thought about saying it, it couldn't come out my mouth. it couldn't it couldn't come out my mouth. I tried in the thought, because I remember with that business, like, this is a sacrifice moment. I'm thinking in my head in the moment right now, this is a sacrifice moment. And I felt so sad. I felt sad thinking it before I could even say it. Like, man, I'm really finna. I'm just not that guy. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I think I'm just in a space where I will continue to be navigating like that. I don't know. I'm gonna always find time for the important things in my life, and where when we eventually get to where we get to, it's because of our pace. And I want to say and give you your flowers, Tone. You've been phenomenal at being patient with me. Like you said, I got more kids with you, and we're doing business together. There's times where you're on go. A lot of people don't know this as well. There's times my brother really is on go. Like, you could be doing business with somebody that, has a little bit more time on their hands. And here you are with all this busy schedules. There's times where I'm telling Tone, like, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, Z. And not once through this whole, I can be real with y'all, like, not once through this whole experience, my guy really, like, was impatient with me. Like, come on, man, you always say, I mean, I got this. Or he never really, gave me any resistance on that. You know what I'm saying? So, not saying it's all glitz and glamour. Not saying that he doesn't have true feelings, but whatever those feelings is, he harnessed those in, and then he tried to, be as thoughtful and patient as possible. Because, Rich, it ain't easy, man, when you got a whole family. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? The sacrifices that you think on a daily basis is crazy, and I ask myself, man, sometimes I like, man, do I really want it this bad? Because, man, I'm not doing X, Y, and Z. Does it take me to do this to people that I love, to things that I really care about? Do I have to just, like, not go to my son's game to make this happen? I love going to my son's games. So, I don't know. I don't know. Rich, you want to piggyback off me and,
Man, I
and
agree
let
with
me
you
know
so
what's up?
I agree with you so much. And before I get started, the reason I'm gonna ask you, because I know why I'm like this. Did you grow up in a traditional home or like a broken home, if I could ask?
Um, it started off not really traditional, like having your mom and dad
Yeah, yeah.
is what you're saying. No, I had a stepfather who I consider my dad, but it started off solid, but it became broken at one point.
So, and the reason why I asked that, I came from a broken home, right? And I'm trying
Yeah.
to end the generational cursing. I'm the first, like, I'm trying to do what I'm doing. So it's like, man, I'm not ducking no smoke on the opportunity of being a father. Like, I love this. I love coming through, and I'm the same way. Like, I read a book, man. I'm sorry I can't quote which one it was, but it's talking about balance. And it said, if you want to be successful businessman and rich, you don't have balance. You got to work. Your family got to understand. I'm like, I'm doing this for them. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I know they might not be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm
Yeah.
doing this for them. You know what I'm saying? Even this year, to be transparent, man, I'm working 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? The sale, it started off like this. The sales pay my bills. I can run the bag up with the sales. And then the personal training, I'm at the Y trying to get experience so I can figure out my next move. That's how I started off. Lovely. Now I need both because like stuff that got tight. I'm like, oh man, I need both. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working 7 days. And it's like, man, missing that family time, man. It's like, I don't like it. Like, I want to be there. You know what I'm saying? My wife's pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I want to be there, be there. So I understand you. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? I feel like love is unique and success is unique. What I mean by that is everybody's love look different. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's success look different. You know what I'm saying? That might work for them. I don't think that's the path for me neither. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing this for my family. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's actually my New Year's resolution for next year. I got to work smarter. Nah, this 7 days ain't cool. I gotta. make more smarter. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Be more
Yes,
efficient.
sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
and man, so it's like I love being a father. Like I didn't have this, man. I love my family. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
explain it, bro. Like
I
I
feel
know
you.
people, man. This is the like people go outside, turn up, whatever, travel. If I ain't doing it with my family, it don't feel the same. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel you. You know what I'm saying? And like
Before we continue the conversation, we'd like to take a moment to shout out one of this episode's sponsors, LME Training. Now, here's the thing about LME. They're not your ordinary training company. Founded and operated by Sean Edwards, who's a decorated basketball player at multiple levels, a strength and conditioning coach, as well as a certified stretch practitioner. So his approach to training is fully customized to fit your player and their position's needs. When you're with LME, you won't just be going through drills. You'll have a trainer in the trenches with you every step of the way. Whether it's group training or one-on-one, their goal is to maximize your strengths, build on your weaknesses, and help you find that confidence that's going to be needed to display it all when it's game time. Training game-specific scenarios and getting live reps to make sure all of your hard work translates. With LME, results speak for themselves. Real communication, real work, real outcomes. For anyone serious about getting better, LME is where you should be. Call or text 614-741-1282 or on Instagram, give them a follow at L.M.E_training.
No, I felt what you said was like if you ain't doing it with your family. I was just telling Tone this. I had took professional pictures for the first time by myself, and I never forget. It felt so weird, like I, because I'm so used to taking pictures with my family in that space, like. And so my family, I'm used to like I didn't even know how to pose. It was the weirdest thing. She's like, just relax. She did a good job of comforting me in that moment. Shout out to Katie and
hmm
photographer. She's smooth with it. But it was just a fact that um remember I posed as if I had my family side by side at one point. And she's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, what? I'm like, hold on, no, I don't want to do that pose. Hold on, let's switch up. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, it's like once I start doing stuff without my family, now let me stop being a hypocrite though. Hold on. Now, one thing I will do, I'll get some food by myself. You know what I mean?
I got
That's a
to.
little moment. Now, I might go grab a little something on to eat. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying, do my thing. But other than that, it's it's always family, or it's always something that's dear to my heart that it's hard for me to sacrifice, and hey man, it's just what it is,
Yeah. So
flat out.
no, I feel it.
Man, family the hardest thing for me. So what I want to say is my fault. I had to run upstairs, but that fan that I'm down here by the AC unit, that baby kicked on, that heat kicked on. I had to turn
Yeah,
that baby off. But got me cooking down here. But no, so what I'm saying is the family aspect, bro, is probably the hardest thing for me. I can say that, bro. Sacrificing time with family is a hundred
yeah,
percent the hardest thing for me to do.
yeah,
To a point where that's why I couldn't even commit full time to football because I wanted family so bad on things I would be missing. Um, that family thing is just hard. It's just hard for me to miss out on, bro. Um, and I say that to say that family thing has had me change careers, change jobs, or even sacrifice jobs based on being able to show up. Now, again, that's not even the responsible adult version answering that question. I mean, answering that or even speaking in that space because, again, I've put, what I'm saying, things on the line and be like, I'm just showing up and blindly showing up because, again,
mm,
I felt like it was spaces where I was looking for my dad to show up and he didn't when I was younger. And so I
yeah,
kind of went crash out in that space.
yeah,
And so figuring out what that looked like,
yeah,
I made some irresponsible decisions. I made some irresponsible choices. Um, all in the sake of family. And I know that's not even healthy, but I can hear y'all two talking and really respect where y'all at with it. just in a space of taking care of business, man. We men who don't get an opportunity all the time to really be our full selves because we have so many responsibilities. Who don't
Yeah.
really get an opportunity oftentimes to, take the breather because if something's coming for our household, we got to stand in the doorway for it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's finances we need, whether that's spiritual guidance that may be needed in a time, or getting or connecting closer to God. It's gonna hit harder when the man in the house is tapped in. Um, and so it's a lot of things that we got to stand up for that I don't feel like we oftentimes get afforded the liberty of just showing up all the time, whether that's physically or even mentally sometimes. But I just got to give y'all boys y'all's flowers because y'all doing and walking in sacrifices every day that are hard for me to do, still
Yeah.
to this day.
Yeah.
Like my wife has some health things going on, and throughout the most of this year, and a lot of the times I couldn't show up as I wanted to, bro, because I'm at a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's hard for me, or it was hard for me. It is hard for me, which is kind of why I go so hard with everything outside of work because I want to be able to create something that's going to sustain not just me, but something that's going to put me in the best position possible
Yeah.
to be everything that's on my heart to be. And which points me into my point that I wanted to say, uh, not just speak out loud for myself, but to my two brothers here, man. Y'all both been given some gifts.
Mm.
Y'all both been given a set of gifts, whereas nothing needs to change, whereas you don't need nothing else. You don't need nobody else. You may need to sharpen up that thing, yeah,
Yeah.
which starts by going or starts by starting,
Mm-hmm.
but sets of gifts that will take care of everything, bro.
Yeah.
Everything, bro. And not just y'all. Y'all ain't the only ones guilty of it. I am myself as well. But we get so caught up as people looking for the tangible fix. Like, this makes sense here. This makes sense
Yeah.
here. I'm gonna get this money here. I'm gonna get this money here because I know I got this coming. When you working on a gift or when you walking in your gift, it may not always be that exactly that blueprinted out.
Yeah.
But those sets of gifts, bro, whatever that may look like,
Mm-hmm.
y'all have abilities to be able to take care of everything. Especially you, Rich, too, like, bro, because you real social media heavy dominant too.
Yeah.
We in
Yeah.
the space for creators, bro. I heard somebody say, I told A this the other day, you get on TikTok and start posting consistently on TikTok, you ain't gonna have to worry about money. Where you got things that, but they both feed each other. You got gifts
Yeah.
where you know the power of your gifts, and you got ideas that the world ain't even seen yet in your gift. And then there's another side where it's like, but I got this, I got to work here, I'm working 7 days a week, which is a commendable sacrifice. But you have to ask yourself the question, like, is this a sacrifice that I have to be making?
Mm-hmm.
Because for real, these ideas that I have, these ideas that come to me, these ideas that I ain't really followed
Yeah.
through yet,
Yeah.
could be the thing that give me all of that time as well.
Mm-hmm.
Back. Give me that time
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And so I know for sure I'm guilty of it, bro.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, I can't listen to my brothers and see spaces where, because it's different. I know y'all see yourselves the way y'all see yourself, but I see y'all differently as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing y'all from the outside watching y'all.
Mm.
In my mind, there ain't no reason why you ain't why Rich ain't one of the top creators on TikTok. There ain't no reason why.
Yeah.
He talk that talk, he show up, he get work in. What more do you need?
Yeah. And that's what I was gonna say something earlier. Is like, man, the way I see y'all, I don't know if y'all see the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Yeah.
on one of my favorite shows, you know what I'm saying? And I just seen the growth on both of y'all since y'all done started. So it's like I understand that. Like it's so crazy you can see somebody else gets, you know what I'm saying, before you can see yours, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, like told Tony this, man, y'all them dudes, man, keep going, man. Y'all one of them ones, man. So
We
I
I,
appreciate it. I understand that, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I seen a creator debate a video, bro. Going back to the socials because again, this message wouldn't be there if somebody didn't put it out there. Which is why we should all be doing. I said that to you, Rich. I told A this a couple days ago. Like,
Yeah,
bro, why ain't
yeah,
you? Like, yeah, bro. Like, it's not creating content. It's documenting your life, documenting what's on your heart, documenting what's in your mind. If you gonna
yeah.
work out, you gonna work out already. Boom, you showing the workout.
Mhm.
You got vibes, bro. Me and Rich stood outside of LA Fitness, East Sporting now, I guess. It was cold outside, bro. We talked for 2-3 hours.
Man, cold as hell.
Walked outside to talk, like, bro, because we was actually about to leave. That's why we
Yeah.
didn't stay inside. We was about to leave.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
just got to talking and it just got good. And 2 hours later.
yeah.
But nah, this creator said apple trees don't eat apples. Pear trees don't eat pears. You know what I'm saying? Blueberry bushes don't survive off eating blueberries. So the fruit that you got, the fruit that you dropping off your tree, the fruit that blooms off your tree, ain't even for you.
Right.
It's for the people that's passing by. And so maybe that's why we can't see that. That's why we can't see.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we're looking at all of this dope fruit we got and we not eating it. So we don't know it's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
We don't know this is the best apple you ever had. I didn't taste the apple. I went through a hard winter, lost all my leaves, lost a couple branches to conserve my energy to make it to survive a season or two. Now it's back to the part where it's time for me to produce the fruit, and I produce all of these sweet apples, Honeycrisp apples. You know what I'm saying? In my household, I produce
Oh, okay.
all of these apples, and I don't get to taste not one of them.
Yeah,
So can you blame me for not knowing that these apples is the best apples that this person ever had? That this person ever had? I'm not eating them, bro, so I don't know.
Yeah, nah, I feel it.
yeah,
But it's in that same space, bro, where you got to understand, like it says, say in the Bible, bro, everything you're going through ain't just for you.
Yeah.
We
no,
get so deep, we get so caught up on us, we get so caught up on how we feeling about it, bro. Maybe that thing that you going through that you don't understand, that you can't wrap your mind around for the life of you, maybe that ain't for you.
yeah,
Maybe it's for your kid that's watching you tap in and show up
mhm,
every day the way they showing up.
yeah,
Maybe it's for your daughter, for her to see a man of integrity and what that looks like when life hard and when life easy.
Mm-hmm.
When things is going perfectly and when things is all messing up. Maybe it's for your son to see, hey, okay, we open the doors? Okay. Oh no, we
yeah,
grabbed the bag. Okay, cool.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, you didn't even know her, but she was having a hard time. You helped her get to the. Maybe it's for that business owner that wanted to start a business the same way that you did. And y'all may not have grew up side by side, but y'all grew up where they could see you.
yeah, yeah,
And so the fact that they seen you over there riding that bike down Mock Road all the way up to the Gahanna YMCA to work, and then riding it back at 10 p.m. right to the middle of the hood where it's a war zone at the time. Maybe they needed to see me there. So then when they see me running the business and giving out cars, when I didn't always have a car myself, maybe that sparked something.
mm-hmm,
And so
yeah,
we get so caught up in giving up, or we get so caught up in wanting to be motivated or wanting to be inspired to do what we were
yeah,
called to do,
yeah,
that now we out of position, and now a whole line of other people out of position because we ain't did what we was supposed to do, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Maybe. Feel what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Nah, for sure.
yeah. That's real. Um, I will say, Rich was giving out all these flowers. He even gave me flowers before we even started this thing. But I told myself in the back of the mind, like, no, I'm gonna go live with mine. I'm gonna go live with mine. Um, First of all, I just want to say thank you for tuning in, bro, locking in with your guys. Um, but second of all, bro, coming from a trainer to trainer, um, you don't realize how much hope that you give me, bro. And that's saying a lot for me because You know, when you see somebody that you feel like, man, you should be in their shoes, you should be pushing that just like, you know, like he should. You don't know, man. You really make me so proud of you, everything that you're doing, um, and everything that I gave up on, you know, um, it humbled me a lot. And to be close to somebody who's training and doing something that I have a passion for as well, it just makes me feel like I'm never too far away. And it makes me feel like I can always reach out to you. Um, and you know, when I repost your stuff, bro, that you know, that's coming from a real genuine place, bro. And I'm so proud of you how you pushing your stuff and how you telling me how you building and stuff like that, man. It's just like wow, it's so inspiring to see you do that. And um, I would like to ask the question because, like we mentioned, and like you said yourself, you do see us in the convention center and stuff like that. And but where do you see yourself? Where's that? I want to know that imagination. Where did that? You know, your vision. You don't have to say too much, obviously, but just where do you see your business?
Man, that's a small but big question, man. I'm a confident dude, man. That's one I don't lack confidence, but I do like I'm very confident, but I do feel like I'm insecure sometimes in my gift. I do feel like, man, I not only I love this, so it's not, and I do think this is what God put me on here for. So I do think, man, I think this is it's gonna get to the point, man. I'm gonna eat off this for a long time, and I think I'm gonna put an imprint on the fitness game. You know what I'm saying? Um, and
Yeah,
inspire a lot of people. You know, what bad season stand for, a lot of people don't know, is build and achieve greatness. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to help people do, whether it's inside the gym or even in their personal life. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the dopest thing you as a trainer is just seeing people get in better shape and gain confidence and feel better about themselves. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's the real impact I want to have. You know what I'm saying? And then um, when you work out with me, whether you watching me or you in the gym with me, you just get inspired and great energy. You know what I'm saying? But I do
yeah,
think, man, there's so many things I want to do with the fitness. I just want to have an impact on people. You know what I'm saying? Helping them build greatness within themselves.
yeah, yeah. And I can see
And let
it
me
through
give you
your.
your flowers on camera. I'm not to interrupt you. Like I always say, same thing with Tone, man. Of course, I'm a fan of the show, man. But I told you the most inspiring thing that I see about you is, man, seeing you with your son and y'all doing the baseball thing, man. That's so
Yeah,
dope. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's like, man, bro, seeing good dude, like I'm. This is what I always say, man. I know Tone, me and him on the same type of energy, and I know sometimes it don't be feeling real, but it's like, bro, I come from a lot of, like, you know what I'm saying? Not the best background, right? So I love
yeah,
seeing black men win and be black men. Like I love seeing it, bro. So when I'm,
yeah,
like you say, tapping you on your DM, man, supporting what you got going on, I really mean that, bro. Cause it's like, I love seeing black fathers, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
A black,
yeah,
a black husband, you know what I'm saying? I love seeing, you know what I'm saying? You doing your family thing, bro. So that's the
yeah.
dopest thing, you know what I'm saying? This is dope, your transparency, but seeing you as a father is what inspired me, bro.
That's love, bro. You know what, man? It's like it's one of them things, bro, where I remember back then I used to I mean personally used to get fun of being a good dude. And it's so crazy how full circle. Now that I'm a whole adult, it's more praise than anything, you know. And I think that's what actually changed my whole mindset. Cause now I don't want to be a good dude. I gotta be a bad dude. You know what I mean? But when I'm at home, you know, that's that integrity. You know what I'm saying? It was one of them things where I lacked integrity back then because I'm not doing what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing at home, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing behind the scenes, obviously, I wasn't doing out in the public because of when I'm out there in the public, I had to portray as if I'm this bad dude or whatever the case may be. And it's people like even Tone, they'll peep it out like, bro, you ain't like that. Hey, come on, chill. You know, if I'm stepping outside my lane, you know what I mean? And but I think Tone or wherever people was in my environment, I think that's why they attracted to me and I'm because of me staying who I was. And it was really hard for me to be that way. Very hard for me. I think y'all know like there was probably some things about y'allself, and it's just like you didn't want to give too much because of, man, you know, the homies are clowning you. You know what I mean? I think Tone, and I still see it today, how amazing he is with his woman. We used to always call Tone the lover boy. Like, it's just something about him where he can really just be in tune with a woman. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy. I looked up to that because he was so lovey-dovey, even when he used to rap back in his day. And it was just like, he came off smooth. He know how to just talk that talk. And it was just like, what? Oh, okay. That's how girls thought that was corny. But when I'm hearing him, and it's like, oh, what girls he messing with? Like, they don't think that's corny. So I'm like, okay, I
No, they
gotta,
didn't. They
you know what I
didn't.
mean? So he kept me in my bag. He kept me in my bag to make sure I stayed smooth no matter what they saying. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro, I appreciate you, Rich, man. That's what it is, man. I think we in a time and age where we just being more appreciative of what we have and accepting. It feels good. It feels good to be a good person. It feels good, bro. It's a sense of peace because we already been through so much in our life, and it's like, man, at some point this got to come to an end. And like you said, especially when you come from a broken home, it's like, nah, you already know it ain't it. So this is the only way or no way. Clear, period.
And I feel like as a culture, as you know what I'm saying, we champion a lot of bullshit, negativity, and all that other stuff, which is, you know,
Yeah.
stuff that's detrimental to our community. When you see people doing the right thing, you gotta champion them, support them, and celebrate them the same way because it's harder. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Wow.
why, man, when I'm seeing,
And
I don't got
also,
no pride with giving people their flowers, especially if they're doing the right thing and motivating me. Because it's like,
Hmm.
man, I'm not gonna lie to you. One of my struggles was when I first, you know, started. I was like, damn, I had so much support when I was doing the negative shit. I'm trying to do
that's
something
what I'm
right.
saying.
And where everybody at? Like, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
Yeah,
instant.
So,
It's instant when you're doing negative.
yeah,
You gotta get it. You gotta do about five to 10 things, 5 to 10 positive things before you get somebody to be like, oh, yo, bro, like, yo, like, it's dope. Like,
yeah.
once you do something negative, they gonna post you. Oh, he beat him up, like,
You
or
gonna
he
go viral locally, instant, like you
viral.
said.
yeah,
So
yeah,
when I see dudes doing the right thing that inspire me, bro, I'm telling people that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like, man, you post 50 videos, you feel like, damn, ain't nobody watch my videos. So when somebody be like, man, hey, I seen that inspired you know what I'm saying? And just letting you
yeah,
know, like, and even being a father's hard, you know what I'm saying? Everything you doing. So, bro, I'm gonna give people their flowers. You know, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how people feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of men uncomfortable with being, you know what I'm saying? Nah, you that nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm
yeah,
gonna tell you, I'll support. You know what I'm saying? And just like that. You know what I'm saying? Even with my daughters, you know, I talk different. Like, you the shit, but not on no cocky stuff.
yeah,
If you
yeah,
made in the image of God, if God who is who we say he is, that means you that deal. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's like I'm
yeah,
big on and just supporting people giving their flowers. So yeah, bro, especially when you're doing something right, bro.
yeah,
That's needed, bro, because again, and especially in the social media space, and I gotta keep saying social media space because that's our everyday life, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Um, you post content, so you understand this. Me and A have had this conversation where you posting content, and it could be malicious or it could not be malicious. Who I don't know, but people see your stuff, they don't like it, they don't comment, they don't share, they don't nothing, but they watch it. They watch all your stories, so you see they active on your page, but it's crickets when it comes to the support or
The
and maybe
interaction.
it's half of the part where they don't understand it. Whereas creators, when you share, when you bookmarking, when you liking, when you commenting, those are things that help creators.
yeah,
So those newsflash, like those are things that help creators. So maybe it's what they don't know, but also they won't do any of that. But they see you in person and say, "Hey, bro, I love what you're doing."
yeah,
And as a creator, we know who like it, we know who's sharing, we know who you know what I'm saying. We know, and we know that you ain't showed up, but we know you watching, and so just understanding that it's a space where the eyes may be there, but it may not have caught up in the space of likes, comments, shares, bookmarks, and all that stuff. And being able to continue to show up is something that I think the majority of creators got to figure out of what that looks like for themselves internally. Because we see
yeah,
stuff going viral every day that, like you said, Rich, that ain't built from the same morals that I'm creating my content from.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
person ain't speaking to the man in you that I know that you can be. They actually speaking to the toxic side of you, but you quicker to like and comment on that than you are to like and comment on something that's telling you about what you should be doing or who you are, or speaking to the man that's inside of you that hasn't necessarily blossomed into the man that you are every day.
My bad.
Yeah.
We quick, you good, but we quicker to give flowers in that space rather
Yeah.
than this space, bro. And so I think that's a thing where
So
it's just real,
now
bro.
we, and that's true, but you do got those group of people that, what if they just, they ain't into all that. Maybe they think that just even seeing you and just giving you flowers were good enough for them. Well, they felt like that was a sign of still, letting you know, like, hey, I see you. Do it have to be that way though? Do it has to be them, because some people on social media, they ain't in all of that. They just viewers. You just got with some people that's just viewers. And I'm just trying to hit you with different angles. I hear what you're
That's real.
saying, but what if you just got people that's just viewers? Because you could have somebody watching this and be like, dang, I didn't know it was like that. I'm just a viewer. That's it. If that
Yeah.
makes sense,
No, that
you
do
know?
make sense, bro. That's the biggest obstacle though that I feel like a lot of creators got to overcome, including at times myself, where it's like taking that personal. Where this is your art.
Yeah,
This is art, bro. And so it's to a space where it's like, it can be easy to take that personal.
yeah,
But no, you're right. It should be an internal thing. It should be an internal switch where it's like, regardless, they watching or not watching, they showing up or not showing up, I'm showing up. And I'm gonna continue to show up because that's a choice that I'm making. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh,
And
yeah,
so that's just one of the things that we got to think of or remember as creators, bro, because
yeah,
that kind of stuff ain't easy, bro.
yeah, yeah. For sure, for sure, for
That
sure.
kind of stuff ain't easy.
My bad, man. I get a charger, but um,
We back in here. You
so
good,
that's
man?
one thing I did have to realize though, and that's just with everything. Support look different. You know what I'm saying? People support different. People consume social media different. People's perspective of what's authentic is different. So I try not to take stuff personal. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So
yeah,
understanding that uh like you said, people support different, man. So
You gotta flip
Switch
your
your
camera,
phone
Rich.
on.
like
Yeah,
here.
switch your camera.
Yeah, oh there we go. I'm sorry.
You
No, you
good? You
good,
good?
man. You good.
But yeah, it looked different.
Yeah,
I ultimately believe that it's something that the creator themselves have to come to grips with because everybody, this is how I chalk it up and get it to make sense to me. This don't have to always be the case, but everybody that's in the front seat ain't necessarily there to be a fan of you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody buy Lakers floor seat tickets. They may be there to see, that they plan Lakers may be playing the Cavs. You know what I'm saying? And you got a Cavs fan that may buy floor seat Laker tickets. Where they
hmm
not there to even see you, bro. Or they might not even they might be there to say that they were there. That don't mean they want you to win either.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
just figuring out why are you doing what you're doing?
But
yeah,
I
You
go
know what I
back to
mean? And I think that's the bigger question.
a couple fixed dreams videos where it's like it was one where you was like some people waiting for the support. Like some people waiting for everybody else to support you when it's cool. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do it when it's cool. They're gonna hop on when it's cool. But also the way I chalk it up, maybe I ain't going hard enough. Maybe I gotta keep
mhm.
turning up. Maybe if I keep
Wow.
going and I keep turning up, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I ain't earned that like that share that whatever. So I just gotta keep, you know what I'm saying, turning up. So
Man.
Everybody ain't. It's a certain level you got to get to before you get certain people's support, and
Yeah,
you might have known them since the mud,
yeah,
but you got to get to a certain level before they start showing like for whatever reason it is. But yeah, that's a great perspective to have though, bro. Inner thing like, nah, I just got to go harder
yeah,
because my whole philosophy on support is, bro, and this is my philosophy for not all family, but a lot of family. And my wife don't really like when I get in this bag because she like, don't be looking at who's supporting you showing up. I don't necessarily be looking for it, but I notice it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But people don't support you, and this goes wider than family though. People don't necessarily support you from my experience until you crack their circle or you crack they circle of influence. Meaning, somebody could know you personally. They can have a personal relationship with you. Y'all might not talk all the time, but they literally know you personally, whether you related, like whether y'all went through some struggle together, whatever the case. They can know you personally. The thing that's going to make most of those people avid supporters of what you got going on is when somebody they know that they don't realize support you.
Yeah.
For example, I could have a cousin, and this ain't a real scenario, so this ain't, you know what I'm saying? All my cousins, y'all safe right now. This ain't about none of y'all. I could have a cousin that watch everything I do, that may not support it as far as a space where you can see it show up in your notifications, but they watching. And my philosophy, the moment that one of their homies that they don't even realize know me is telling them about, say, the podcast, that's the same time that they're gonna be like, oh yeah, and you'll see like 3 or 4 different things like, oh yeah, because it impacted their circle.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Light skin.
oftentimes people looking for the wave.
I'm still light skinned. I be on that, man. I ain't gonna lie. The fam, I be feeling some type of way. My wife helped me with that, but I be feeling some type of way. I'm not gonna lie, like, because it's like it's not that you don't share; it's what I see you share.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Because you're
saying? It's
sharing
like,
something. Because
yeah, yeah. It's
you're
like,
sharing something.
yeah, I'm like, dang, like, or you know what I'm saying? But I,
Yeah.
man, like, I, I'll be. She the only person know who I feel, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I take
Yeah.
it, man. Like I said, I stay positive, and like I said, I keep going harder, and you know what I'm saying. And I don't, you heard people say it on social media, man. If you start a business, you're not starting to sell to your family anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed, bro. Like that's why I always got to I stay balanced because I done got support from people I never even like. Some of my biggest supporters, bro, is like strangers, bro. Like people just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I met some good people just,
Yeah.
posting. You know what I'm saying? In the gym's training, man, that's really a ride for me. You know what I'm saying? So God
Yeah.
put the soldiers. You know what I'm saying? God gonna put the soldiers around you. So I
Yeah.
try. I keep. I mean, keep a good spirit about this stuff, but I do. I ain't gonna lie. I be lights again sometimes. I'm like, all right.
Bro, I brought it up, so I got my eyes on it. Like, bro, listen, I know you ain't like nothing, bro. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a space where it's like,
For real.
bro, at the end of the day, and this is honest to God truth, bro. At the end of the day, I really only want the people who support and who believe in it
Mm-hmm.
and coming to the realization that it ain't for everybody is a hard thing to realize, bro.
So
Because I believe in it so much.
my question is to you and some people that's close to you, and I don't want to start nothing. Some people that's close to you that you kind of knew from the mud, right?
Yeah,
Think they do believe in you, right?
yeah,
I think um it's like I don't know. They don't want to. A lot of people don't want to see you grow, man. They don't want. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody not don't want to see you win. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, I'm still. You know what I'm saying? You still tone from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You still whatever,
yeah.
and I don't want to see the elevation. Like actually, the elevation, what you doing, your growth, everything you doing, it highlights everything they not doing. So is that
Mm.
why the support
That's real.
is not where it's supposed to be? Like, do you feel that? I'm not saying it is true. I'm saying, do you feel that?
Hey, I think that's 100% facts in one space, but I also believe that your first impressions to people or your first how people knew you when they met you, it's hard to let that go. And so to a space where if it's somebody you was in the mud with or not, like if they met you when you was in a space where your mindset was crazy and you wasn't on no business time, you was on, could have been on crash out time. You could have just been flowing with the wind. In the same space or in the same conversation, it's hard for them to see that same person as somebody that's motivating or lifting them up when they may see themselves as above you. You know what I'm saying? In a space, or they may have what they consider to be, I got more, I drive a better car than him, or I got a better house than him, or I got more money than this person, or sometimes it's hard for people to listen if they feel like they listening down, especially when it's something that's going to uplift. Because oftentimes that's going to get into a whole nother thing. But yeah, no. So yeah, I agree, bro. Because
Yeah.
it's also it's some people that share a lot of stuff and crash out as far as sharing crazy stuff. Never share what the positive stuff that I got going on, but then holler at me on the side like, yo, bro, like keep going type time. Like, yeah, keep going. And so it could be that too, bro. I do believe that plays a role in it. What you think, A, for like in your space where it's like people don't want to see you go to a certain level? People don't want to see you necessarily pass them, or people don't.
Or the better way I'll put it, not that they want to see us on that level. Everything you're doing highlights everything they're not doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
kind of why they fall back.
Where it puts a spotlight. Oh, we was yeah. We was in this space together, and now they're doing all of this, and I still may be doing the same thing
Yeah. Or I said I was going
or
to do this,
thinking
this,
the
and
same
this,
way.
and Tone doing everything he said. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being proud for him or having Tone inspire me, I'm acting like I don't see it. Or I ain't.
That's a punch too, probably.
Mm.
That's something that they better got to look in the mirror and see where it's a real space. Because you know what's, I'm gonna take it another level. I've felt that before, where it's somebody who it's so like this. My abilities as an athlete, I did my abilities as an athlete. Now, as inexperienced as I might have been at a certain level, because you know my grades put me in a space where when I was a senior on the field in high school, I was actually a sophomore because I didn't play 2 years because of my grades. So I'm making sophomore mistakes in a senior body with senior athleticism. So, and that's nobody's fault but mine. But there's people who, athletic potential wise, weren't touching me. But the fact that they were in position longer than me, it helped them to succeed at a level that I never made it to. And it made me feel some type of way. Where it's not their fault that they did everything they were supposed to do. But I still felt some type of way because I was capable of something that I was watching somebody else who wasn't as capable as me do what I know I should have been doing. So I know for 100% fact that that's somebody's issue.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not just me, but with A and with you, Rich, because I felt that way at one point where there's nobody else to blame but me, but I feel some type of way about every time I see a picture you post. Because I know what I was, it highlighted, to your point, Rich, it highlighted what I didn't do.
Yeah.
And it's nobody's fault but myself.
Yeah.
I didn't, another example. I got cut from the basketball team my senior year. Everybody that made the basketball team was not a better basketball player than me. Sophomore year, junior year, as I was on the basketball team, halfway through the season, grades came out, Rich. Guess what that meant for me, Rich?
Season over.
Season's done. Season's done, Rich.
Yeah. Yeah.
The best ability is availability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I could feel some type of way, or politics, because I was in Westerville.
Yeah.
Oh, I was getting good grades my senior year too. Oh, politics. This sample size I got to pull from you, though, brother.
Yeah.
You may or may not be available. Everybody who makes this team has been available. They've been fully in this system for their last 3 years, meaning full seasons. But still, I could feel some type of way, bro. And for a long time, I did.
Yeah.
Because all of them couldn't hoop like I could hoop. All of them couldn't do what I could do.
Oh,
But
so you had your David Ruffin moment.
come
Is
on,
what you
man. Come on, man.
David Ruffin, huh?
Come on, man. But no,
Everybody was
but that's
named.
real because I know people
Yeah,
feel
that
like
is
that
real.
because again, I was one.
Nah, that's real, bro. I think you helped me because when you first asked me, I ain't gonna lie, I was stuck in between being on the other fence. I was that guy that felt some type of way. I was in that season where I had an individual that leveled up. We had this routine where we was in our lives where before marriage and stuff like that, man, just out here with the women, clubbing for real. Like
My
that
fault,
was
bro, for laughing.
no,
That's
no,
just
no, no. You good because you relate, man. But and then and I think too. But it's just every weekend. You feel me? Like it was a point in time, like Rich, like you said, like how you see me as a good father, but there was a point in time where I didn't have I didn't have all that. You know what I mean? There was a point in time where I was only getting my kids on the weekend, and when I did get them on that Friday, Saturday, that weekend, I was partying a lot. I was out partying, and what you know, just thinking about it taking me back.
bro,
But
I'm about to say it sound like you. It sound like you time jump back there.
yeah, it's really getting there. But it's going to lead up to what we're essentially talking about. But just the fact that I was with this individual and we had that routine. I never thought that it would never come to an end. That was the crazy thing. I never had an end goal. It was just like I'm kind of living day by day. But this individual, it was sometimes where he'll come talk to me about certain things, plans and stuff. I'm like hearing them out. Woo, woo. Not saying I didn't have ambition, but I think I was at that time trying to figure it out. But when he did eventually level up, I never forget that feeling. And, I'm thinking like, man, maybe it was hating. It was hating involved. It was more so like, oh, you're not really like that. I couldn't believe he was like that because I'm thinking like, you're not really like that. Like, I know what you're doing, but I didn't know that he was
What
really
what
trying.
what are you saying? I feel like you're being surface level, bro. What you saying?
What do you mean what I'm saying?
Like when you saying you're not really like that. I'm just looking for the context of it.
So like essentially like how Rich would say, like when you doing good and when you're doing good, when somebody's doing it good and then somebody close to you feeling that way, feeling some type of way, and it's like they hating essentially. That's what it is. It's just they hating
Mm,
because you out here doing your thing and maybe they're not supporting you like you think they should. And there was
yeah.
times where I didn't support that individual. It was times where like I'm not, doing that with him, like that business stuff. Like, and this is being transparent as possible. Like I was that guy, man. And looking back, I was ashamed, but that was work that I needed to do within myself and condition my mind. Something I wasn't used to, uh, something I wasn't used to at the time. Like I wasn't used to leveling up. I only knew what I knew and I stuck to what I knew and that was it. And unfortunately that's how some individuals are. It's people in their 40 and 50s still acting the way
Mm.
they were when they was in their 20s and their teens. It's like, man, whoa, okay. I think that's scary to be personally. I think that's scary because I think I was at that route in my life. If I wasn't open to anything and willing to grow, man, I don't even think I'll be sitting here, in this home with my family or anything like that. Like I said, I was never that father that people see today. That took major work. But yeah, like I'm saying, I was on the other end of things. I never, so what I'm saying, I'm not saying I didn't feel like I had somebody up under me. Maybe I did. I know some people used to come to me and be like, man, hey, your homie feels some type of way. You might want to check that, but I never really paid attention to that, because I was always trying to be as genuine as possible. And you would think like, okay, well, if you used to be that person, wouldn't you know if that person was like that around you? And to be honest with you, I went through a season where when I really conditioned my mind and was trying to let everything go as far as trying to hate on the individual, like I isolated myself for months. Like people didn't, by the time I got done isolating myself, Tone, I think that's around the time when we start linking up because I wasn't talking to nobody. Like I was staying with mom at the time and really working on myself, man, and getting back to who I used to be before being this hater, before um, you know, before just like not, what I'm saying, having this work ethic like I have now. Like it was a lot of conditioning. And honestly, this is taking a lot to say that because you don't want to be in that light where it's like, man, you was really that hater, like dang, you really moved like that. And yeah,
So
I
you feel
really
like
had
you was a hater at one point to
yeah,
somebody that was moving,
yeah,
um, that was with you that you said leveled up and you hated on
yeah.
them. And why did you say you hated on them? You feel like?
I hated on them because I think when I look back, I think I really hated on them is because they was doing something that I felt I was stuck in. I was stuck in motion and they were moving. And
Oh, you feel like they was doing something that you should have been doing or you could have been doing?
well, yeah, I could have been doing, but I lacked of because I never essentially took from them. It was more so just being prideful, like, oh yeah, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? Like I see you doing your thing, but this is what I'm gonna continue to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I guess for me, it was stepping outside my shell like that. That was not a thing for me, back then. So, like I said, not saying I didn't want that person to be happy or anything like that, but I guess if I wasn't in it, then it was just like, bro, I was really that attached, you know what I'm saying, as far as friends go or whatever the case may be, you know, at the time. And that point of, and that eventually that scared me. That part of my life scared me because it was like I never forget. I remember crying out to the Lord about detaching myself from my old ways because I felt like it was holding me back, not that individual. Which I thought at the same time, I'm thinking like, man, I keep doing the same old thing, and I'm not leveling up. What's wrong with me? You know what I mean? So it took a lot of uh, digging deep, conditioning my mind and making sure that when I am around individuals, I'm treating our relationship pure as possible. Like when people see me in our friendships, I take it so personal, um, and making sure that I do right. Even when I do the little slip ups, I'm gonna try to fix it. I think Tone, you see that with our friendship, you'll point something out and then I'm trying to, double back because I don't want to I want to make sure that I'm not who I used to be, and I wasn't trying to intentionally do that, And it's times where you have to pause and be like, "Hey, you good," but you don't even really realize that you just not finding this out, but you don't even know where that rooted from. While I'm always trying to correct it on a double, is because there was a point in time in my life where, you know, um, I felt some type of way intentionally, and it was spiteful, it was evil, just thoughts moving different ways, not answering certain phone calls because I feel some type of way, like all that type of stuff. And it's like, dang, what's up, homie? I thought we was cool. And it's like, no, we ain't cool because it lack of communication. That's who you could be around, is people that don't really talk, but their actions is showing something. And it's like, man, what is this? So
So
that's
do
what I'm
you
saying, man. I was essentially on the other side of things, and that was really hard for me to express because it's like, man, I was one of them guys though. That was on the side of an individual feeling some type of way.
did you feel like you lost a brother though? Did that where it stemmed from when he leveled up or whatever, and then wasn't rocking the same? Is that where it kind of came from, or was it the actual success?
That's a great question, Rich. That's a great question. I think it was a bit of both. A bit of both. Yeah, it was just a bit of both. More, but if I had to lean, it was a little bit more just, yeah, a
Losing a
brother,
brother.
something that I guess I've always wanted, you know. And I consider my cousins like my brothers, but you know, they distance, you know what I'm saying? So
So did you feel like he was doing something that at that point on the level up that he was doing something that you didn't fit in that puzzle then?
that's what it was.
Because you wasn't on that. So that with that again, for me at least, that's a telltale sign, bro. That's it's not isolated. These ain't isolated incidents. It's somebody definitely out there that feel the exact same way because the person that they had a relationship with or the person that they initially was connecting with is in a different space. And now, what does that look like for me? Because I'm still here.
Yeah,
And even though I may feel inferior or whatever the case is, that's something that I got to battle. But then, do I even fit in this person's schemes because they doing something different now? They touching shoulders with different types of different level type of people.
yeah,
I don't line up in that space. I don't add up to that space. So I know to answer your question, Rich, in my mind, bro, that was a great
yeah, there
even
was.
thing to put out there, bro. Because
There
again,
was, bro.
it give a space to change that perspective where you like it's definitely
Yeah.
some people feeling that type of way.
And
Yeah,
the reason why is like, especially with y'all, I can speak on y'all kind of. No matter where y'all go, man, y'all such cool, genuine people, so people don't never gotta feel that way. You get what I'm saying? Where like,
yeah,
Tone, I know if I wanted to reach out to you for any gems or whatever you got going on, you would just give me the game. You know what I'm saying? And I know
yeah,
A like that. I remember the first time I met A, I was doing the personal training stuff and those other stuff. He said I did for ISSA. You don't even know. I'm like, I looked them up. That's where I ended up get my stuff from.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah,
um, I don't know, dude, but it's like with some people with me or whatever, it's like, man, man, I'm so genuine and so whatever. Like, man, I love black people. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love, like, I just like seeing us win. So no matter
yeah.
what level I'm at, and I'm speaking it for y'all too, 'cause I know you guys too. No matter what I'm going through, family, cousin, ex friend, whatever. Oh, I'm still that dude you can reach out to. I still wish the best for you. I still, you know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes people don't feel comfortable with that because as they see you grow, instead of seeing you like
Yeah.
they think you fun like you funny acting. It never be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I know
Mm.
trying to see where wife be at because I'll probably get in trouble. But you know, a lot of times it'd be a bad chick and everybody thinks she's stuck up. But then when you speak her like, dang, she down to earth. But it's like you because you see somebody that you see, you know what I'm saying, looking a certain way, you know what I'm saying, you put your insecurities on that person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And we all
Mm.
dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying so it's like when people see you, you don't understand your glow. And that's one thing, that's another conversation. I want to be long winded, but understanding your glow, you see you as just, man, I'm still just Tone, I'm still just A. But people see you as a, you know what I'm saying? Where
Mm.
it's uncomfortable to reach out to y'all. Cause you know what I'm saying? They feel that, you know what I'm saying? Even though you are still them dude, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
But
I
also, I
think,
feel like rejection may be the biggest thing in a lot of people's hearts because feeling rejection is I feel like maybe 95% of people don't ever want to feel that.
Yeah.
And so to every maybe 5 interactions where to use your same example where that bad chick is just got a mean face on to protect herself and when you talk to her she cool, there's that one experience where she like ugh, like that's I feel like that's a dude's worst nightmare.
yeah,
I want to be
Yeah.
like he ugly.
Yeah.
Rich, you posted something a little while back where you wrote down the window like
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
where was a meme was like excuse me, she was like ugh or something like that. He's like all right and roll that window
Yeah.
back up.
yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
that type of stuff, even if that never happens for the next 100 interactions,
Yeah.
never forget it.
yeah, yeah.
Or you be at a party back in the day.
No, the look back, not the look back.
What? The look back and stop dancing, bro, that crushed hearts right there, bro.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
You
Oh
be
yeah.
like, oh, I'm about to get up
Go
on. She look
crazy.
back like,
Nah, that ain't it.
what's
boy,
wrong with you,
boy,
Phil? Yeah, that's
Hey,
hey,
and
that messed your
again,
whole night up.
Oh
bro.
yeah,
But
yeah, dude.
even if that never happens for the next 100 times, bro, you gonna have it in your mind before you walk up to the. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least most people will. I feel like, but so it is real because in my case, you're right. I'm in the same space. I'm humble. I'm a person who, if I got access to it, bro, I'm an open book. If I can put somebody else in position to do anything that they love to do or want to do, that's what I want to do. But there
Mm.
are people who's like, okay, once I get to this next level, pay me. You got to pay me for my time. You want a little bit of game? I'm book this little bit of service. You know what I'm saying? And then I can give you a little bit. So there are kind of both ways, and I can't necessarily knock that because to a certain extent, people get to a level and they like, yo, I realize all my time is money. Respect, bro. Respect. That's just again from me. My whole approach is, bro, I'm gonna give you something right here. And if it gotta go into more debt, then you know what I'm saying, we might have to think about something else. But like I said, to echo your sentiments, Rich, I'm still that same person. Like I never want to forget where I came from. I never want to, even when I'm in a space where my time costs this much per hour. There's still so many hours that I'm gonna be giving out because of that's who I am. Because I never want to lose that space because I know what it's like to be a young man, um, growing up in the city, wanting something more, thinking for something more, dreaming for something more, but don't know how I'm gonna do it. Don't necessarily have access to the right people to give me the information, to give me the resources, to give me the game, to put me around the energy. And so that's just a filter that I have, and I feel like having those filters are what mold a person when they get to another level. Because if they don't have that bite, where they ain't had to feel it to a certain extent, where somebody else may have had to feel it, they might get up and then start charging everybody just to talk to them. Cool. But the fact that my dad wasn't, and my dad was an amazing dad, but the fact that he didn't show up in show up in certain scenarios that how I wanted him to, and this ain't a knock on my pops because that's still one of my biggest role models in my life, right, wrong, or indifferent. But the fact that he didn't show up in certain spaces the way that I was looking for him to gave me the heart or the muscle to show up in those specific spaces because he may not have seen them based off his experiences, but I see them based off mine.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so I do feel like there are differences, and maybe that's why, because everybody walk a different life. But the beautiful part about a team is if you attach to somebody who you like, yo, hey man, yeah, so and so wanted to and tried to have a conversation with me, and I wanted to charge him. Or you can have somebody like, bro, like, hey, well, what can we? You know what I'm saying? Sharp brothers supposed to sharpen up brothers, bro. Even in
Mhm.
success too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody should be above reproach. Like we gotta. Our filters aren't even just for us, because that thing I got in me, Rich, you may not have felt that way growing up. Hey, you may not have felt that way growing up. And so if it come to me and you talking to me and you asking me for real or it's in conversation, I'm gonna be vouching or speaking on the behalf of that individual that's like me. So if you
Yeah.
by yourself and you don't got nobody sharpening you up, you gonna have all them blind spots, bro. That's why two people to get together can't be exactly the same person together because they gonna have the exact same blind spots.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why there's friction in marriages because there's two separate people from two separate households, from two separate upbringings, coming together on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we may not communicate the same. You're not supposed to, bro. Figure it out. Yeah, it's not gonna feel good. One person gotta, you know what I'm saying? Another person got to lay down that sword. We got to figure out what this look like. You got to continue to be sharpened up. Because
Yeah.
if you didn't have that, you wouldn't be getting better.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I mean, and y'all know, man. When I hear certain things, when I hear certain things, it just sparks certain things in me where I want to connect dots, bro. Because I understand that people are listening to this or tapping into this, yeah, for the brotherhood, yeah, to see us connect, yeah, to see us talk about life in general, just to be around each other, or just to be a fly on the wall in a conversation. But there's also people here that's looking to pull something from this because they may not have rooms like this to be able to go and walk a different walk tomorrow. and walk a different walk whenever they play this.
Yeah.
But that's ultimately what I feel like this is about, man. So even bringing it full circle, because this is not only our first guest on our show,
Yeah.
this is also now our longest episode ever. So again, man,
Yeah.
it's milestone on top of milestone. But before we get out of here, I want to make sure
Mm.
I want to make sure that everybody listening to this gets something to pull away from this, from three different perspectives, from three different angles. And
Yeah.
so either one of y'all take the floor first, it don't even matter. But what's one thing that you want to leave with an individual who's watching and listening to this, whether they are or going through something like you, going through something that we may not even got the coverage just yet? What's a message in your heart that you want to give to that person that just like you, or maybe even you talking to the younger version of yourself on these topics, or any topic that's on your heart? One of y'all give somebody something to pull away from.
Go ahead, Rich. You got it. Company first.
Um, man, I'm gonna say, I know it sounds cliche, man, but just trust God and stay 10 toes down. Believe in your journey, believe in yourself. You got it. You know what I'm saying? Just keep pushing. You know, it's we all go through hard times, man. Whatever you want to be, whatever you're going through, wherever you're trying to get to, it's going to be hard. And that's what's going to make, you know, the story more beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Love
sir.
it. I
Yes,
love it.
sir.
I think for me, I want to double down on, the haters. Because I mentioned that me being one used to be one. I'm sorry. Me used
My boy, a hater, man. That's
that
crazy.
is crazy. That's crazy.
Nah,
But
it ain't crazy. My fault, A.
no,
I don't think
it's
it's crazy. I just got
no,
something I want to add real quick because I told you about this before.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
some parts, because we had a dang, I said we was wrapping this up, but we had an encounter, bro, where
Yeah.
and you can get to it a little bit if you want to. You don't have to.
Okay.
But we had a space where you thought I was trying to take I was trying to take one of your clients.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it was a space of what you wanted to see, and we have to be careful about when we say or when we call ourselves or when we acknowledge ourselves as hating or jealous of anybody. In my perspective, because what one person will label as hate or jealousy, another person will see it as, no, you just supposed to be that. That feeling that you feeling is sharpening you up.
Yeah.
That's the pencil going into the pencil sharpener, where it may not feel good, but that pencil coming out sharp.
Yeah. And
So the feeling in itself may feel like, this person, I don't like to see it. I hate this.
mhm.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's really you being like, that's supposed to be me.
Yeah.
Which it sounds crazy, but it's a real thing because that's motivation that you should be taking from that. So,
And
but
no,
my
I'm
bad.
glad
I
you
meant to say that earlier. That you just reminded
no,
me.
that's dope. And dang, this is probably going to extend it just a little bit more because I'm glad you brought that up because in that moment, that actually shows how I was growing as an individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he would have never knew how I felt if I would have kept that to myself. And like I said, my homie back then, I never expressed how I felt. I was just feeling like, oh man, he moving like, you know what I'm saying, having all these thoughts, these negative thoughts in my head. And so when we was in that space at the time, when he was help training one of my clients, um, I had to pull him to the side and express how I felt. And like he essentially said, like, nah, you have every right to, feel that way. It's just, I would just, I just had to see it at a different angle. And that's where I struggle. And, man, I'm so glad you brought that up, man. Cause I didn't want nobody sitting over here feeling like, hey, he a hater. Like, it's not like that. I really do feel like there are people that hate, but you have to realize that you don't have to be a hater. For
Not,
real.
hey,
You
hey,
don't have to be a hater. And this
not,
is
but
coming from somebody who had those thoughts and those feelings. And it's like, work through those feelings.
yeah,
Like, work through them and understand that whoever you around and whoever's doing better than you and whatever the case may be, just embrace it and see it as a learning curve as much as possible, because you might have those jealous feelings or whatever the case may be. Those, people say it as a joke sometimes, like, man, I'm jealous. Like, yeah, that's really what it is, and communicate it, because you never know what that individual can do as far as help you get over that hump. And that's why when I brought it to your attention, Tone, you did a great job. I didn't know at first, because that's really was my first time ever telling somebody how I felt, was with, like, a friend wise, and you did a phenomenal job help me working through that, because you really had these people up under you feeling some type of way and don't tell you nothing. You be like, dang, you
Mm-hmm.
serious? I seen the action, but just telling somebody will even help the situation even more. So yes, my words is my last words is for the haters. If, and you are a hater.
That's so
So
crazy. Yeah,
be
I'm
aware
with
of
you.
that. You are a hater.
Yeah.
Embrace it, but also try to. I think the best way is possible is whoever you're hating on, pull them to the side respectfully and be able to communicate that the best way as possible, because yes, hating can be a drug. Hating can be a drug, man. And I'm 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 all for growth. I'm all for it. You don't have to be there. You don't have to be that. And that's just what it is, bro.
And
No,
then you
that's
taught
real.
me something, even listening to you, it's more about just understanding your feelings and emotions. You know what I'm saying? And why you feeling this way toward that. So it's like, man, take time to understand how you feeling.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yep. Right, Rich.
Now that's real. Because you could be looking at it from this close and you could feel that way, but if you maybe back it up a little bit, you can see that you was just fixated
Absolutely.
on that one thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Whatever you
That's
want
what
to
it
see,
was.
you will see.
Yeah.
And that's
Yep.
just 100%. Whatever you want to see,
Yep.
you're going to find a way to make sure you seeing that thing. Because
And can
even
I
in that same scenario, go ahead, Rich.
Go
and
ahead,
I was
Rich.
gonna say this is at the beginning of y'all's friendship, right?
Nah, we grown.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
grown. I would say in our 20s though. I
Well,
would
yeah,
say we're in the 20s.
this
Now the
definitely
reason
about
why I was saying that is like if you
about
believe
10
in
years
somebody,
ago.
you believe that person got, good intentions for you, maybe it's more easy. I feel like sometimes when you don't know, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that could have I don't want to extend the conversation, but even
Nah,
had that
nah, 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 nah,
conversation.
nah. We here now. We here
Yeah.
now.
So
But look,
like if you
go.
believe somebody
I'm gonna
got
say
good
this.
for you, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like
first.
before when I feel some feelings, I'm like, what? Then you'll be like, nah, he wouldn't do that. Then you have, like you said, y'all had the conversation. Were you able to do that because you felt like Tone had good intentions for you? Y'all was solid. The other person, maybe you couldn't have that conversation or express yourself because you didn't know their intentions or how they felt about you. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody got good
Yeah.
Hold on. Let
intentions
me
at all.
say this. Let me say
Oh, that was
this.
good,
Let me
Rich.
say
Oh,
this.
Rich, man. Rich be hitting them curveballs at the end. Hell, don't he?
Nah, look. Let me
I
say
love
this
it.
though,
I
bro.
love it.
Because this is gonna put some more kind of some more depth in the conversation. Where in this specific situation, and this is just my perspective. So hey, you can speak on that.
Yeah.
I feel like it was one of those things where there's differences in people. Um,
Yeah.
and as differences in people and preferences in people, you can see certain aspects in people that you might gravitate towards. So this is, for instance, if I compare myself to ET, and ET is one of my OGs. I've been watching him since I was probably like 19, 20. Um, so around 15 years, man, I've been tapped in with that ET energy. Yeah, I'm 34, by the way. Yeah, quick math. Um, but if I compare myself to ET because I love his passion, I love his story, and I love what he brings, and I see the power in his story. If I continue to focus on the power in his story and how he show up, and the power in his delivery and how he show up, and how his story connects to the point that he's making so perfectly, if I continue to focus on that, it'll be hard for me to see the power in my story. It'll be hard for me to see the power in how I can show up or how I can connect my experiences to what he's talking about as well. That's one of the things where I feel like what happened at that space, because the energy was just, it was just high energy. Essentially, we was working out. It was me, A, and one of his clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And throughout the workout, A saying stuff, and we was just going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got any ideas in this? I say something, but it's because
Yeah.
he asked.
Right. Yeah.
And then at the same time, his dude asked me, like, you train? I said, nah, I don't train, bro. That's A's thing. Like, that A train.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The whole time I'm pushing it back to A,
Mm-hmm.
and then A thinking I'm trying to take him because the client having conversations with me. And
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, if you would have like took a step back and just look at what was going on, everything that the dude was saying, I'm pushing him back to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not telling him like, oh no, I'll do this. I just gave maybe a workout or two workouts when A asked, like, yo, what should we do? Y'all want to do this? I want to do this. So we
Yeah.
can do anything, bro. We can mess around with this if you want to.
Yeah.
All right, bet, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
like I said, the whole time I'm shedding the light on bro. I was training at the time too. But dude
Mm-hmm.
asked me, I'm like, nah, that's A's thing, bro. Nah, A the trainer, brother. A the
Yeah.
trainer.
I think too, to answer your question too, Rich, I think the difference was the person that at the time, like I said, I didn't have too much knowledge on expressing the way I felt. Even around that time, I still felt like um expressing myself at that time was not a thing still for me. You know, I still embottled. I kept everything in still at that time. But as you remember, I told you I had a lot of things that I had to work through. So by the time when me and Tone was heavily, saying linking up, and I just started having that feeling. I didn't tell him right away too. By the way, it wasn't right after that session. It was some time after that I eventually
Facts.
told him how I felt. So even then, I still was working through those emotions and trying to better myself. And I think once I got to that point in my life, I was able to talk on some things. I think I started progressively getting better with that later down the road as I became, just growing mentally, man. And even the individual that I was, kicking it with, and he leveled up, I was able to eventually, I got to that point where I was able to tell him how I felt. It was a little late in the game, but, there was still feelings that I felt, and I was able to open up. So I just think um, it was just different individuals. Tone, he obviously opened up that gate for me to feel safe enough to, like, I know he gonna tell me like it is, respectfully. I think for me, I think a lot of sometimes individuals, they're afraid to express how they feel because that friction, they don't want no problems for real. I really want to fight my homie over this. I really want to tell him, but it's like you gonna probably, your homie, he probably might flare up. You don't know how to handle certain stuff. So, I think once Tone showed me that side where, he ain't gonna, what I'm saying, we ain't gonna lose our because once again, my friendship means the most. I don't want to lose this over me wanting to, what I'm saying, say how I felt, and on top of that, I didn't want him to be like, bro, this dude really a hater like that. And it's like, nah, don't label me as a hater, bro. Here I am trying to work on myself. Help me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm feeling. And that's what essentially that I was trying to get out, though. But that was a great question, Rich. That was great, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, so
that's
stop being a hater and work on yourself. That was my last words.
Nah, for
stop
sure.
being a hater and work on yourself, bro. Now that's real, man. That's super real.
Yeah,
I
man.
just I just wish my biggest thing from everything that I do, everything that I touch, and as I continue to learn it myself, because I can't talk from a space of perfection. Um, I try to talk from a space of progression. Is that everybody is powerful.
Yeah.
Everybody is powerful. Everybody may have a different power, but everybody's powerful, bro.
Yeah.
And if you feeling some type of way about what somebody's doing that you know, somebody's doing that you don't know, it can be a brother.
Mhm.
As me and A just talking about, like, you have power too, though.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I try to continue to tell all of my brothers. That's one reason why I continue to try to reach out when it's on my heart to, because I want everybody to understand and realize, and men first. That's, I send most of my empowering stuff to the
Yeah.
men's, because you know what I'm saying, I'm married, bro. I don't want to be speaking too much life, and you know what I'm saying. I want to think something different, and it's like, oh, he believe in. Hey, listen,
Real, that's real.
this ain't that, man. But
Yeah. Uh,
no, you have a power though, sir, ma'am. You have a power
yeah.
that if you tap into that thing
Yeah.
and really tap into that thing and start where you are, because it's not gonna be perfect when you start.
Yeah.
Pixelated videos and everything, and I'm talking from our experience, season 2. Shout out season 2. But pixelated videos, audio ain't as crisp as you may want it. Start
Start. Start.
with whatever you can get from what you have at this moment right now. Start, because you have a power, and you're only going to be able to harness that power to your fullest ability the moment you start working on it. You
Yeah.
can have all of the ability in the world, but if you don't know what to do with it, you more of a liability.
Yeah.
So work on yourself, man. That's the biggest thing that I can push. That's the biggest thing that I can say from this conversation. And I really believe that we're gonna have to do this again, because it's so much power in this, in just this trio right here, um, that we didn't even really get to tap into just
Right.
yet in our first episode together. And not to, as you already know, our first guest. But you have a power.
Yeah.
In that power, you can change everybody's life, including yourself. So start with the seed that you was given, plant that seed, nurture that seed, make sure it has everything it needs to be able to grow into the tree that you were given. But don't look to eat your own fruit, because it may not be for you. Understand that same analogy that we used earlier, was something that I heard on TikTok.
Yeah.
Uh, but apple trees don't eat apples, bro.
Hey, and I'm talking about power now. I'm spinning the block for the season finale. See y'all, you know what I'm saying, back on the
Hey, say
podcast,
that.
man.
Hey, say that, bro. Say that. You know what I'm
Now I
saying?
enjoyed myself, man. I appreciate y'all.
Man,
Man,
thank you for your
always, bro.
time,
Before we
Rich.
get out of here, though, Rich, bro, I need you to drop where everybody can find you. Drop your socials. Let them know
Yeah.
how they can get in contact with you, how they can support the movement. Let them know.
Man, on Instagram, I'm at bag season B.A.G2_season. Same as on TikTok. Man, check me out, man. I appreciate all the support, man. I'm gonna keep working hard, man. Keep grinding. So look forward to more to come.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Boogie, where can they find you at, brother?
Yes, you can find me at Adrian Collins Official on Instagram, also on Facebook, and also on TikTok.
All right.
Yes,
Yes,
support your
sir.
boy.
Yes, sir. I
Support
am
these
Tony Palmer
times.
on Facebook. I am. Oh
Yeah.
no, not on Facebook. My bad. I am Tony Palmer on Instagram, TikTok. I think YouTube too. I'm not sure. Check that out. If it's not there, let me know. Tony Palmer on Facebook. But let's go, man. Listen,
Let's
I
go.
hope y'all got something out of this. We've officially cracked the 2 hour mark in our episodes. Shout out to
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, man. You know what I'm saying? You the top dog in the game. So we just, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling real Joe Roganish. But no, we
Well,
appreciate everybody. Thank you for tapping into season 2, episode 2. And it's been
yes,
real.
for real. Thank you.
Yes, sir.